So currently there are 34 arrests in relation to the incidents at Crown Paints in Coolock since the 15th of July. There are 26 persons charged and before the courts, and that relates to a total of 46 charges. There were 8 cautions, both juvenile cautions and adult cautions preferred. There were 7 incidents of criminal damage. There were 6 incidents of criminal damage by fire. There were 12 incidents of riot or affray subject of investigation. There are 28 incidents of public order under investigation, 1 assault, 4 assaults on GARDA members, and 1 incident of possession of fireworks, a total of 59 incidents that are currently subject of full investigation under the direction of a senior investigating officer, which was appointed on Monday.
Okay, thank you, Assistant Commissioner. There were reports, Commissioner, of members wearing body-worn cameras for one of the first times, I think, in a situation like that. Will the footage from those cameras assist in the identification and prosecution of offenders?
Yes, so currently we have a proof of concept in relation to body-worn cameras in Store Street and Kevin Street and Pearse Street stations. So some members from those stations were deployed to Coolock. So any of those members that are part of that proof of concept would have had their body-worn cameras with them, and we absolutely will be using the footage that has been gleaned from those. And so far that is proving useful. I suppose just in terms of the wider CCTV piece then, there is something in the order of 3,000 hours of CCTV footage to be viewed. That's a manual trawl through all of that footage. We have 10 members assigned to viewing that footage, but it is a very cumbersome process that we have to engage in. So we've currently watched 68 hours of CCTV footage, but that has actually taken 110 hours to do that, because it's not just a matter of watching it.
Sorry, Assistant Commissioner, 68 hours to look at 110 hours of CCTV?
No, the reverse.
So the reverse. So it has taken 110 hours to view 68 hours of CCTV, and in the course of that you're ruling in some as being useful and ruling out other that is irrelevant to the investigation. So we're trying to identify suspects.
That's an extraordinary use of resources. Is there a quicker way to do that? I mean, in November there was 21,000 hours, 22,000 hours of CCTV. Is there another way that this can be achieved without?
Within the legislative provisions that we have at the moment, no. We need further legislation to allow us, in effect, to use software to make digital identification, so of not just individuals but objects, and this is about object and indeed then perhaps facial recognition or facial identification. And so we don't have that facility open to us, so in effect we are using members to watch and then find individuals that they can identify and follow them then through the process. So it's hugely time consuming.
And have you made recommendations to the?
Well, this is a legislative provision which is with government at the moment. It's what we'll require for the full rollout of the body-worn camera. So the proof of concept is really within this old system of visual manual checking of footage, and therefore then any CCTV or any dash cam footage, etc., that we receive still remains within this just manual checking. So the point of it is that the digital element of this guides the manual process. In the end, you always end up with a human being making decisions on what's there, but in order to sieve through the huge amount of material, and look for the identifying features, that's where you use the software to guide you. But that's not within our gift at the moment.
Just ask one more question. Sorry for interruption, Paul. So there's 22,000 hours of CCTV collected in the November riots. Have you gone through all of that yet?
What has happened there, and you can see even this week there was people arrested and appeared before the courts, is that those who we know committed or suspect of committing the most serious offences, who are also then readily identifiable. We've been through the process then of following them about that night, in effect through all the CCTV that we've recovered. And we are dependent then on the skill and expertise of the individuals who are viewing this material then to be able to do that. But this is very slow and laborious process, really like an analogue process against digital evidence. And so, you know, it's not possible that we will see, that we'll view all 21,000 hours. It's physically not possible.
Thank you, Commissioner. Sorry.
Okay. I wonder, Commissioner, you also said in relation to the timeline that the contractor indicated that they wanted to go on the site in the early hours of the morning on the 15th. When were you told about that? When were the guards told about that plan?
I understand that our first information was back